Every Wednesday morning, we check in with the voice of the Sioux Falls Stampede. Jim Olander lets us know what's going on with Stampede hockey. How are you this morning, my friend?
Hi, Greg. Doing well. Great to be with you. I got to ask right off the bat, though, I'm hoping that I automatically get enrolled in the Greg Belfridge fan club. So for my weekly visits. I hope I get one, so make sure you count for me.
I will save a certificate for you. No problem, my friend. And by the way, these are free. I don't want anybody thinking we're charging. I mean, even for free, I'm like, do people really want these? Hey,
you're a big deal.
Hey, it's good to talk to you, my friend. Fargo has been on our mind. You know, you had a tough weekend taking on Fargo. And then you be taking them on again coming up this Friday night. We'll talk about that in a moment, but let's recap the weekend. How did it go against Fargo this weekend?
Yeah, we definitely had a rough weekend. We knew, as we talked last week, about them playing well, and they've been good all season. Only 5 regulation losses all season, and we had felt that we were playing some pretty good hockey too, and would be able to give them a challenge. And unfortunately, we just made too many mistakes on the weekend, and they really showed that why they're the best team not only in our conference but in the league. And we sometimes, Greg, I come on and I'll tell you that the score isn't as bad as it looks. Well, this time the score was probably as bad as it looks. So we definitely got wiped a couple of games. We didn't completely not play well, but they certainly earned the victories. And Friday, we got off to a rough start. We gave up a couple of goals. And it's funny, it was only 1-0 late into the first period, and they were able to get a goal with just over 2 minutes left. And again, you can do it every time and second guess, but obviously if we could have kept that a 1-0 game versus a 2-0 game, maybe things turned differently for us. But unfortunately, we give up another goal, and then we get into the second period, and they get a goal 5 minutes in, and now they have a 3-0 lead. But we got a power play, and we had a nice play. Tyler Borgula got a goal and pulled us within 3-1. And you're starting to think that here we go. We got a little energy in the building, and the players are feeling good about themselves, and it was looking good. But then unfortunately, we took a penalty, and that was kind of the theme of the weekend too. We hurt ourselves with too many penalties against a really good power play unit. And, we end up, they end up with a 5-on-3 advantage. And sure enough, they score, 4 minutes later. Now it's 4-1. And then they get another power play goal in the back end of the 5-on-3, and it's 5-1. So in a blink of an eye, it went from, 3-1 game, we're kind of battling back, to now all of a sudden we're down by 4. And against a good team like that, that is going to be pretty difficult to come back from. And so we end up losing the game, 7-2. And, again, I think the 5-on-3 was really the difference in the game. And the unfortunate piece was we had already taken a penalty, and then we just made kind of a bonehead penalty, unnecessary, while we were on the penalty kill, a frustration penalty, and that led to another goal. So, that was disappointing. And then, we're hoping Saturday can we come out and, kind of rewrite things here and get things into our advantage. And we fell behind 34 seconds in. We turned over the puck right behind our net, just kind of an odd play, just an unlucky bounce, really. But we turned the puck over, we give it to them, and they score right off the bat and take a 1-0 lead. But, we battled back. We came back. Hayden Reed had a nice goal, and all of a sudden, we are back in the hockey game, and it's a 1-1 game. And then, we've often talked about the importance of that next shift and how you respond, and whether you're the team that, gave up the goal or you scored the goal. And, unfortunately for us, here we are, we just scored, and just over a minute later, or less than a minute later, they get another goal, and then they just got clicking. They end up scoring 4 goals in the first period, and, wasn't a great first period, obviously, for us. And then, we get to the second period, and to our guys' credit, we really kind of settled down. We settled down. neither team scored in the second period. I thought we were going to maybe kind of control things if we could get another goal, pull back into it. But it stayed that way until late into the third, and then they end up getting a couple of late goals in the third period to seal the game and win 6-1. So Saturday's game was, well, I would say probably a little bit better played, but obviously, you're going to have to find a way to score more than one goal, and you can't allow Fargo to score that many goals because they're so good defensively that it's going to be really hard to come from behind and match that. So that was the unfortunate, and we come up short on the scoreboard and lose both games, and now have to turn the page and get ready for another weekend here and hopefully find a way to muster some offense and get something going.
Jim Olander is my guest this morning. We're talking about Sioux Falls Stampede hockey. So let's look ahead. Coming up this Friday, this time you're up in Fargo playing them at home. What kinds of things what does the team need to do differently coming up this weekend, Jim?
Well, we have to control the puck better. I think we had a lot of turnovers, just some kind of sloppy play through the middle of the ice and gave them some opportunities. As I mentioned, they're such a good team that, if you give them chances and give them opportunities, they're going to score most of the time. So we've got to clean up our play a little bit. I think, we've got to be much more disciplined. As I mentioned before, we, took some unnecessary penalties, and I think that really hurt us during the game. And, hopefully we can find a way to play a little more disciplined and play with a little more confidence. And, the good thing is we actually, have been a pretty good road team. We went up to Fargo in December, and it was a 2-2 game until the final 4 minutes of the game. And that was back in, middle of December when we were short several players. So the good news is I think, your confidence is shot maybe a little bit, but guys should have a little chip on their shoulder. And the fact that, we have played well in their building, hopefully will give us, a little confidence to get things going. But it's obviously going to be a challenge. It's a day trip, so we're leaving, on Friday in the late afternoon or late morning and heading straight up there. And then you got to get off the bus and get ready to play, which is a challenge in itself. And then, we've just got to find a way to generate a little more offense and limit their opportunities. It sounds obvious, but they're a really good team, and they're going to capitalize on mistakes. So if we can play a little bit smarter, and, for us too, it really has been the story of our season that if we can get the first goal of the game, 9 out of 10 times we find a way to, if you look at our stat line, to get a victory. And then if we don't score first, it obviously is a challenge. Now it's a long game, but I mention it because I think if we can get some confidence early and get on top of them, then we're going to put ourselves in a good spot, and hopefully we can find a way to squeak out a point or two up in Fargo.
Yeah, we definitely hope so. Jim Olander of the Sioux Falls Stampede joins us every Wednesday morning. So now let's talk about Saturday. Coming up this Saturday night is an event that a lot of people enjoy. It's one of your busiest of the year, the 17th annual Wiener Dog Night coming up. Oh, and by the way, we'll be facing Sioux City.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. It's there's been a buzz about this game, Greg. Obviously, you mentioned it's our biggest game, but this year, we're pacing ahead with ticket sales and groups and everything for this night ahead of last year, which was record-breaking. So a lot of people are excited. I think it's going to be just a great night. And, you hear me mention it throughout the course of the season, but this truly is a game where, you don't have to be a diehard hockey fan. You're going to have a blast. If you're if you're an animal lover or you're someone who just wants to simply go for entertainment, I mean, from the moment that you walk in the building on Saturday till the moment you leave, we're going to have something for you. So the doors will open at 4:45, and we've got Mr. Twister. We've got free face painting for kids. We've got a photo booth that people can, Wiener Dog themed photo booth that you can take photos with and take home with you as a souvenir. We've got dogs from Dakota Dachshund Rescue. They're going to have some lovable, adoptable dachshunds at the game in 2 different locations in the concourse. So you can check that out. And then something we started a couple years ago that's been a hit is at right after warm-ups at 5:45, we do a wiener dog parade. So we bring all the dogs that are going to be racing in the race, and they come out onto the ice, and everybody gets a chance to see the dogs that are going to be competing and wave and have some fun. So that's all part of our pregame festivities. And then all the fans that are sitting in the lower level, in the 100 level for our game, are going to receive a free wiener dog jersey rally towel, and they're really cool. They're different this year, but it actually is shaped like the actual jersey the team is wearing, that you'll be able to take home thanks to Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital. And so we're excited to be able to provide that for our fans. And then, the players are going to be wearing specialty jerseys. And for those who don't know, this is a whole rebrand night. So we aren't the Stampede on Saturday. We're the Sioux Falls Fighting Wiener Dogs. So everything is branded with Wiener Dog theme, all the logos. We wear specialty jerseys that I think our fans are really going to enjoy this year. We went authentic, and authentic jerseys are a lot of times we do supplemented jerseys. These will actually be sewn-in jerseys. So these are really high-quality, nice jerseys that the team will be wearing, and you can bid on the jerseys. We have our auction going until next Tuesday, so you'll have a few days to bid. And if you win the jersey, you'll get it signed and can pick it up at our office. You get it signed by the player, and it benefits Dakota Docks and Rescue. So that'll be a big part of it. And then obviously the big theme of the night, or the big event is the races themselves. And we've got a record number. I think we're at 46 dogs this year. So we'll have. How
do you manage all of that?
Well, it's going to be tight, Greg. I was a little too soft and let a few people in with some stories that they really wanted to race their dogs, so we expanded. We used to only do 40, so it's going to be a little tight, but I think we can manage, and we'll get it going. And so we'll have 2 races during the first intermission. Heat. We'll just split the heats in half, and so we'll have 2 races, and then the top 2 finishers from each race will advance to the final 4 during the second intermission. So you'll get a chance to see the championship race, and we'll do introductions for the championship race where we bring the dogs out and put the spotlight on them and introduce them. And then we have the race itself, and then we'll have a post ceremony with an award ceremony with medals and trophies for the dogs and their owners. So it'll be a lot of fun. It's just a blast, and just a lot of different things going on. And again, it's been our most popular game. It's going to sell out again. So it's been fun, and I think people are really excited this year to get out there and see it. And we try to make each and every year, that much better. And I think fans are really going to enjoy it this year.
Well, it is such a blast. Jim Olander of the Sioux Falls Stampede. And we're talking about Saturday night's game out at the Denny as the 17th annual Wiener Dog Night, and also then the hockey game. Didn't you tell me previously that some folks said they're like, it's a hockey game? What? Some folks weren't even going to wear?
Yeah. We had a few years ago, a lady called me up and said, well, when does it take place? And I'm giving her all these details, and I'm like, well, it's in between periods. And she said, well, what's that mean? I said, well, it's in between when the team is playing. She's like, what team? She's like, there's a game? So yes, we actually do play hockey in between all of this, and a little bit of pressure for our team, because this will be the 6th year now that we have been the Fighting Wiener Dogs, and we are 5-0 as the Wiener Dogs with a couple of overtime wins. So it's a little bit of pressure, but we're playing, as you mentioned, Sioux City, our biggest rival, and I don't think we've played them on Wiener Dog Night for quite some time, so I think that in itself will make the added atmosphere and make it pretty fun for everybody.
Well, and that's always been a great rivalry between the Stampede and Sioux City anyway, Jim.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, and we've, Sioux City's got a very good team. They're in second place, but we've actually matched up very well against them so far this season. It's been a while since we've seen them, but we've played them very well, and I think it'll be a very competitive game. And now that we're into basically almost the middle of February, it's each game's getting that much more important. And as I mentioned I think last week, our number of home games are diminishing. So this is a chance for fans to see us. We're home next weekend against Green Bay, and then we're on the road for a month. So there's not a lot of time to see the Stampede/Wiener Dogs play. And I think for fans, this is going to be a great atmosphere, a lot of fun, and again, bring the whole family. It's definitely family friendly, and a lot of things for people to do. So you could literally show up at doors open at 4:45 and stay busy through the end of the game with all kinds of different stuff going on. So it's definitely going to be a lot of fun for everybody.
And we're talking to Jim Olander of the Sioux Falls Stampede. Now, you mentioned last week that for this Saturday night that tickets were already, were getting tight. Are there still tickets available for this Saturday night?
There are. We don't have tickets left in our 100 level except for some scattered singles, but we do have some great seats still in the 200 level. And for Greg Belford's fan club members, you can go to kello.com, and if you scroll down to the links, we actually have a special $5 offer. I would honestly tell you to take advantage of that today because they are limited, and I'm not sure how much longer we'll have $5. We have $10 tickets available as well. Great savings, great opportunity. I mean, you could bring the whole family for $20, which you can't do anything in town for that. So go to kello.com and use that link because yes, they're going quick, and I think we'll probably prior to the game itself we might be completely sold out. So don't wait until the last minute. If you're wanting to go, just do it and get your tickets in advance and save yourself some time on Saturday night.
And I've got to tell you, as somebody who's been out there on previous Wiener Dog nights, it's a ton of fun. I mean, I love going to Stampede games anyway. I enjoy seeing the level of play. I think is just phenomenal. I've become a fan over the years. But on Wiener Dog night, there are just so many things going on. It's just a ton of fun, Jim.
Yeah, it really is, and I think the atmosphere alone, right, is crazy. I think it has kind of a playoff-like feel for the building with the packed for our players. I mean, imagine being 17, 18 years old and stepping onto the ice with 10,000 people screaming and yelling, cheering for you. It's a pretty special moment for those guys, and I know it's always fun every year because the returning guys are telling the first-year players about it and how exciting it is, but until they actually get to experience it, they really don't have a clue as to what it's going to be like. So it's a lot of fun for our team, for our organization. It's obviously a game that, we take a lot of pride in. This is our Super Bowl of games, and, it's amazing how much it's grown. And to be honest with you, Greg, when we started it 17 years ago, I would have never imagined it was going to be what it is. And I'm obviously very proud that it is what it is, but it's just amazing how much every year it keeps getting bigger and bigger, and fans continue to love it. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope fans want to come out and experience it because it's going to be like nothing else.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, when you start these things, you're absolutely right. Yeah, okay, this will be fun, and then it goes and goes, and the next thing you know, it explodes, and it's just incredible. Well, listen, Jim, we want to wish good luck. I know it's going to be a tough game against Fargo, up in Fargo, coming up Friday night. And then also good luck to the Fighting Wiener Dogs as they take on Sioux City on Saturday night. It's always good to talk to you. Jim Olander of the Sioux Falls Stampede.
Thanks, Greg. As always, I appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too, buddy. Take care.